children, it is time for your music appreciation lesson. So today we are continuing to talk about the orchestra. Can you remember what an orchestra is? So it is a big group of people playing all sorts of different instruments. Usually we call it a symphony orchestra, and sometimes they call it a philharmonic orchestra. And philharmonic means to love harmony. Phil is for love and harmonic is harmony. Okay, harmony is when two or more notes sound beautiful together. It's harmonized, in harmony. And a symphony orchestra can have between 70 and 120 different instruments. So that is a lot. So because of that, you have to have a person standing in the front conducting. And he or she is called the conductor. And they usually have a stick, or as they call it, a baton in their hand. And they tell all the musicians when to play, when not to play, when to go faster or when to go slower, when to go louder or when to go softer. And everybody must follow the conductor to be able to play at the same time. Okay, and let's go through our 4 different sections of the orchestra again. So we have 4 different instrument sections in a symphony orchestra. So the first section is the string section, where we have instruments with strings, like the violin, and the violin's big brother is the viola, which is just slightly bigger, and then it has a lower sound. And then the cello, which is even bigger, and the double bass, which is bigger even than that. So always remember, the bigger the instrument, the lower the sound. The smaller the instrument, the higher the sound. Okay, and then sometimes you get a guitar, not normally, but there are pieces that have a guitar in. And then we've got the harp, the beautiful harp. So that is the string section. Then we get the woodwind section. Okay, and then we have instruments like the flute and the piccolo. So the piccolo sounds very similar to the flute. It's just a higher sounding instrument because it's smaller. Then we have the saxophone and the oboe and the clarinet and the bassoon. Do you remember from Peter and the Wolf? Okay, so the flute was the bird, the oboe was the duck, the clarinet was the cat, and the bassoon was the grandfather. Okay, so that is the woodwind section. Okay, and then we have got the brass section. So that is these beautifully golden colored instruments. So you've got, for example, the trumpet, and you've got the trombone, which is like a trumpet, but you've got a pipe that can move forwards and backwards to make different notes. And then we've got the French horn. And do you remember in Peter and the Wolf, the story, the wolf was the French horn? Okay, and then you get instruments like the tuba. This is also a type of trumpet. It's called a piccolo trumpet, and this would be a high sounding trumpet. It's smaller than the normal trumpet. Okay, so that was strings, woodwinds, brass, and the 4th section of the orchestra is the percussion section. So that would be all the instruments that you can strike with your hand or with sticks, or that you can shake. Okay, so you have instruments like the xylophone or even marimbas, which are like the xylophones but much bigger. And then you get little tom-tom drums, even things like triangles and cymbals. And then you get also what we call timpani drums, and the nickname for them is kettle drums. So they are huge drums that you can actually tune to different pitches. So you can make the one drum sound a bit higher or lower than the others. And then you have long sticks that you play them with. So those are the timpani drums. Okay, so I am going to also send a link to another YouTube video where you can listen to Beethoven's 5th Symphony. So a couple of months ago at school, we listened to a little part of it, so I'm sure you will recognize it. Beethoven is the composer, the writer of the music. He's one of the most famous composers ever. and he wrote a symphony. So a symphony is a piece for orchestra, a piece of music written for orchestra, and it is in 3 or 4 movements. Movements are parts. So in music we say it's 3 or 4 movements, but it just means that it has 3 or 4 parts. Okay, so you can listen to that, and then you can see how the camera goes over all the different instrument sections, and you will see many of these instruments in the orchestra. But what we're going to do now is to once again listen to some of the instruments separately. So listen carefully, because once I've played all of those for you, then I'm going to do it again without telling you what it is, and then you must guess what it is. Okay, so the first one we're going to listen to is the violin. And as you know, the violin is a string instrument because it has strings. Here it comes. That was the violin. Now I'm going to play a little excerpt of the flute. So the silver long flute. Was the flute. Now we're going to listen to the clarinet. Okay, and the clarinet was again the cat in Peter and the Wolf. This is the clarinet, the long black one with silver keys. So that was the clarinet. Now we're going to listen to the oboe. In Peter and the Wolf, the oboe was the duck. So it's this one that looks almost like the clarinet, but it's a bit thinner, and it's got a long reed that you have to use a lot of air pressure to push the air through to be able to produce a sound. This is the oboe. So that was the oboe. Now we're going to listen to the French horn. So that is part of the brass section, the one with the circular shape, the French horn, and that was the wolf in Peter and the Wolf. That was the French horn, and the last one will be the timpani drum. So they don't have this on here, but it is normally used in a symphony orchestra, and those are the big kettle drums with the long sticks. Okay, here it comes. So those were the timpani drums. Right now I'm going to mix them up a little bit, and then I would like you to guess which instrument I am playing. Here we go. Which instrument was that? So that was the flute, the silver flute of the woodwind section. It has quite a sharp sound, hey? Okay, here comes the next one. Can you guess which instrument that was? That was the violin. So part of the string section, the violin. All right, here comes the next one. And which one was that? So that was the French horn of the brass section, the French horn. Here comes the next one. What did you hear there? So that was the timpani drums, the big kettle drums with the sticks, timpani drums. Here comes another one. Can you guess which instrument that was? So that was the clarinet, the long black clarinet, part of the woodwind section. And here comes the last one. Can you remember which instrument that was? Okay, so that was the oboe, the other long dark one in the woodwind section with the reed at the top, the oboe. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson about the orchestra. Remember to watch the other YouTube video of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. So it's actually quite long. A symphony can be between 30 minutes and a whole hour. So maybe just watch the first few minutes. I think you will find the music very beautiful and the instruments very interesting. So enjoy that, and I hope you have a lovely day further.